Hello everyone. Today let us see the concept of joins. Now the databases store enormous data, and to analyze them the DBAs or the analyst has a constant requirement to extract data from more than one table, okay, on a certain condition. So joins are used for this purpose. Joins serve this by retrieving the data from multiple tables using a single query by establishing a logical relationship between the tables. Now in order to do that, they should be related with each other with a common key value. There should be similar value between the two tables. So it can be used along with your select, update and delete statement. There are different types of joins in SQL. That is, it just joins, the types just say how the two tables are related in a query. The joins are like inner join, which records that have the matching values in both the tables. It is like your intersect, what we say. They are joined with, they are commonly related with a common column, right? In that particular column, the matching values will only be extracted in an inner join. There are two types of outer joins. One is called as a left outer join, one is called as a right outer join. The left outer join is going to get all the values from the left table and the matching values on the right table. That is going to be your left outer join. Look at this, return all records from left table and the matched records from the right table. Similarly, when I say right join, it is all the values from the right table and the matching records from the left table. Here it was only matching records. Here all the other values from left also, there all the other values from right also. There is a special thing called as cross join, which is nothing but the Cartesian product. That is, for each row of the left table, all the rows of the right table will be associated. So if there are n records in the first table and m in the second, the output is going to result in m into n rows records. There is a self join where the table is joined with itself. It is like a recursive relationship. Now for this illustration, let us use these two tables. One is supplier and the other is parts. That is, supplier supplies different parts. That is why see the S number here is the foreign key. That is, it is the primary key of the supplier table which is used in parts. That means this particular supplier is going to supply these parts to this particular city. Okay, let us try to see. Now let's come to the inner join. When I talk about the inner join, it will create the result set by combining all rows from both the tables where the condition satisfies. There is going to be a matching condition. In our case, if we see, the condition is S number of the supplier should match with the S number of parts. So if you observe here, S1 is matching, S2 is there 2 times, S3 is there. Whereas S4, S5, S6 is not matching, so that will not be the part of my inner query. So syntax is select, there are 2 tables. Table, when we are joining, there are 2 tables. If you want data from both the tables, mention the column name and the table name. Table name dot column name, table name dot column name, it can be any of the tables. From table 1, inner join table 2. Left side table is called as table 1 or table A, right side is called as table 2 or table B. So I am saying inner join. What is the condition? On this condition, that is the matching record, matching column. Look at this. Select S name and part name from supplier A, inner join parts B. The supplier table is called as A and parts table is called as B, alias names, just to make sure that this length of the query is reduced. The condition is A dot S number should match with B dot S number. So here we did not display the S number, but if you see Smith, Jones, Blake's, Jones and Blake, S1, S2 and S3 are the tables which suppliers who have been displayed. Coming to the left outer join. Unlike your inner joins, outer joins not only returns matching value, but also the additional values from the left side or right side table non-matching values, and for those non-matching value nulls will be shown. So your left join allows retrieving all rows from the left column along with those rows from the right table which match the join condition. So whenever join condition is not satisfied, it is going to return the null value. So here the syntax would be from table 1 left join table 2. Condition is the same. Let's fetch the data of all the supplier whether they sold any part or not. So if they have sold also fine, if they have not sold also fine. But the thing is that I will get these null values. I am getting values from both the tables. Here city, part name and color is from your parts table, whereas S name is from your supplier table. Okay. So but all those values where no matching values are also there will be extracted, all the values from left table. Similarly, I wanted, this is reverse of left, that is all the values from right table as well as matching values from the left table. So here the statement is right join. Okay, look at this. The data of parts irrespective of whether they are sold by any supplier or not. Now here in this particular case we don't have parts being entered without supplier, so you will get all the values from your table B itself, but there can be clauses wherein there are certain parts which was not given by any of those suppliers. Maybe you have purchased it yourself. In such case the supplier details is going to be null there. In our example it is not there. Now comes this Cartesian product or the so called cross join. Remember I said with each row of the first table will be associated with all the elements of the right table. Regardless of it is same or not, it is going to get it like that. So remember, it is known as the Cartesian join, retrieves all combinations of rows from each table. In this type of join, the result set is returned by multiplying each row of table 1 with all the rows of table 2. That is why I said if n records in table 1 and m records in table 2, the result set will contain n into m records. Okay, just the difference is just put it as cross chain. There is no matching condition. Every row from the first table will be associated with every row from the each and every row of the second table. So here in our supplier table we had 6 rows and in our parts table we had 6 rows. The cross join will give you 36 rows here. Cross join is going to give you 36 rows. Yeah, coming to the self join. Remember these joins what we have learned so far are also called as natural joins. Okay. So self join is a special category wherein it is joining with the same table. So self join implies joining a table to itself. It states that each row of the table is joined with itself and with every other row of the same table. So when I say 2 tables, the same thing as called as A and B, same copy. Now this particular row is compared against all the rows in that particular table, same table only, but this is what is self join. So I will call that table as one name, here as the second name, and I just use join. Okay, joining condition is there. Let us see the examples, it makes it clear. Look at this example. Okay, this is a simple one where I am just saying the supplier details, all the supplier details. This is as simple as that. If at all I say yes name and city also, it will give you nothing very specific in that. But look at this, this will make it very clear to you. Now here I have my employee table, one EMP I am taking it as name M, the other EMP I am taking with the name E. Okay, E. Now my question here is describe the names of the employees who earn more than their manager. Okay, remember in EMP table I have a column called as MGR. So MGR says who is my manager. Okay, so what am I doing? Select M from E name as employee. So the first row of this M table, EMP number or E name from this table is going to be the employee. Now who is employee is manager? The MGR column tells me who is the manager. That is why E dot E name from is the manager, or otherwise that particular name is the manager. But how am I comparing? Look at this. E dot EMP number, that is here, is equal to M dot MGR. M table MGR column tells me who is the manager of this particular employee. Now this particular name, when I am trying to find in EMP number here, that is the name of the manager. So here MGR tells me that this particular employee number is the manager of this employee. So if I check for that employee name in this table, then I get to know the manager's name. So here I am just saying that E dot EMPNO should be equal to M dot manager. M is the first table. So manager column of first table should match with the employee number column of the second column. Then I will get to know that he is the manager. Check the salary. Salary of M dot salary should be greater than E dot salary. That means you are earning more than your manager. So such a query is going to give you the self join, and you are going to get the data by combining two tables. So this was all about. So for clarity, I have included the employee name. I have included the employee name as well as the salary, manager name as well as the salary. If you observe here, this particular employee whose manager is Jones, he is earning only 2975 and Scott is earning 30,000. So he is earning more than his manager. Okay. Joins are very, very important concepts in SQL which can help you to extract data from more than one table by combining them through that particular common value. Let's see on more exercises in our practical sessions. Thank you.